According to an article at MMO Champion, which you can find linked in the video description below, the development of World of Warcraft Classic is underway. The developers for World of Warcraft Classic have gone over numerous game versions, data and code, meticulously scrutinizing all the changes they've made over the years in an effort to proceed in the right direction when it comes to restoring the classic game. Which version would that be, you may wonder? Well, the classic period was 2 years long and full of changes. Core features like Battlegrounds were introduced in patches after World of Warcraft's initial launch. After careful consideration, the devs decided on patch 1.12, Drums of War, as their foundation because it represents the most complete version of the classic experience. If any of you more experienced World of Warcraft Classic players, specifically the ones that actually play on the private servers, if you could pipe in the comment section below and just let me know which version is actually used for those private servers, at least the majority of them, I would be very curious, because I was wondering how you guys feel about it, the ones that are actually playing a lot on the private servers. I'd be very curious as to what your insights are, as opposed to the patch 1.12, which it might be. So I will include a link to the WoW Wiki page that shows the patch 1.12 notes in the video description for you to read as well in your own leisure. Basically, it gave cross-realm battlegrounds, world PvP objectives in Silithus and Eastern Plaguelands, and Threat, Haste and Slow were reworked along with many other class and some profession changes. The developers state in the article that after stitching various key pieces together, they had a locally rebuilt version of patch 1.12 running internally as their first prototype. With this, the team could create characters and do questing and leveling and dying, for testing purposes of course. So moving onwards to the second prototype, the developers mention the importance of engineering, as World of Warcraft is a very data-driven game, meaning that the basic code is flexible and the specific way it behaves is controlled by information contained in those databases, of which there are many. So things like quests, monsters, items and the rules for how they all interact with one another are defined by the designers and the artists in data. The developers ponder the question, would it still be possible to deliver an authentic classic experience if they took their modern code with all of its back-end improvements and changes and used it to process the patch 1.12 game data? If so, it would include classic systems like skill ranks, old quests and terrain, talents and so on. After weeks of R&D, experimentation and prototyping, the development team were confident they could deliver the classic World of Warcraft content and gameplay without sacrificing the literally millions of hours put into back-end development over the past 13 years. This second prototype of World of Warcraft Classic, starting from a modern architecture with all of its security and stability changes, means that the team's efforts can be focused on pursuing an authentic classic experience. Any differences in behavior between the development builds and the patch 1.12 reference can be systematically catalogued and corrected, while still operating from a foundation that's stable and secure. The remainder of the article shows the clunky nature of how some example classic spells were built data-wise in their original format, so the team plan to improve their data design and normalize much of their database so that there is less wasted space, and not just spells but almost everything in the game, items, creatures, player characters, spawning AI, etc., are no longer as limited as they once were before in Classic. All of the work the team are doing currently is in the effort of recreating a stable, optimized system that recreates the authentic classic experience, with additional improvements too, including modern anti-cheating, botting detection, customer service and Battle.net integration, and similar conveniences that do not affect the core gameplay experience. So what are your thoughts on the developers' approach to World of Warcraft Classic? Is patch 1.12 the right place to begin? Are you okay with a modern foundation if it provides stability and security as well as some other conveniences? Let me know in the comment section below. Thank you very much everyone for watching. Please subscribe and have a great day. Take care.